So most of that footage was shot on this, the Zeapon Micro 2 motorized slider. And having parallaxing shots or subtle zoom movement is perfect for event footage, for weddings, or just B-roll in general. And it can add a lot of value to your video productions. So Zeapon very kindly sent me their Micro 2 motorized slider and asked me to check it out. But just by way of a disclaimer, all of the information and opinions contained in this video are that of my own. And with that out of the way, let's get on with the video. Okay, so what do you actually get out of the box? Well, I actually received two boxes from Zeapon. The Easy Lock 2, which is the mounting rail, as well as the main event, the Motorised Micro 2 slider itself. So we're going to do a quick unboxing now to see what you actually get out of the box. Some user manuals over here. We have a nice carry case over here with a few straps to probably attach it to a belt. And here is the main event, the Zeapon Micro Slider 2, and it feels quite heavy. I'm not sure what the actual weight is, and a USB-C type cable as well. We have an Allen key with some extra bits and pieces, and I think this is to enable you to remove, yes, to remove the actual motor from the slider itself so that you can use it as a manual slider as well as having a motorized slider. So moving on to the Easy Lock 2, and this is a rail that you can attach underneath the actual slider itself. Again, you've got a couple of how-to guides in there, and this is quite cool because you can mount the slider directly onto this without having to have a tripod, so you can use it on a table. And there is a tripod mount on there as well, so if you want to mount it to your tripod as well as have these little legs that pop out for a table, it's pretty cool. There's a screw here that allows you to take off the tripod mount and directly mount this now to the Zeapon slider, so we can do that. There's a little smiley groove there that fits in place, so you know that it's going to be around the right way. Feels pretty loose. I think you'll need something more like a coin or a key to tighten that. And then this simply places underneath and you tighten this up. So your slider can sit on those legs like so, or you can mount it to a tripod, which is also very useful. Just a quick FYI, you will need to supply your own tripod head to mount your camera onto, as well as a battery. And the Micro 2, like a lot of camera peripheral devices these days, uses the Sony NP-F type battery. And of course, these come in different sizes, and the larger size can last for quite a few hours of continuous use on the Zeapon Micro 2. So to turn the unit on and off, all you need to do is hold down the power button until the light turns on. You can control the direction of the movement from these two top mounted buttons here. There are 3 modes of speed ranging from really slow to relatively fast, and you can change the speed by quick pressing the power button, and this will scroll through the speed settings. The Micro 2 is rated to support up to 4.5 kilograms of weight in any direction, and for my EOS-R and 16 to 35mm lens setup, there were certainly no issues running it either horizontally or vertically. The length of the slider is 13 inches, about 33 centimeters, but the actual slider distance is 21 inches or 54 centimeters, and we get that distance thanks to the rubber ribbon pulley system that moves the base unit across the length of the slider. There is also a cable input for time lapses, and I've ordered a cable to test this functionality out. I'm still waiting for it to arrive, but I'm really excited to see what it can do. You also have a USB-C port here for updates and the option to charge the battery through it, which is useful if you're on the move. Now, a great function on the Micro 2 is the A to B filming setup, and this is where you program in an A point by going to the position you want, double tapping the power button, you hear a beep, and then you go to a B position and double tap the power button again. Then you can run between the A and B positions by double tapping the power button. And I've actually found this to be a useful setup to help film B-roll of myself doing stuff as a content creator. What I normally do is place the camera on a tripod and have a lot of static shots for the behind the scenes footage. But with the Micro 2, you can have some slow zoom, push-in movement or parallaxing movement to give a bit of life to your BTS footage. One thing to keep in mind is once the A/B positioning is set, you can't actually use the top buttons to control the movement. If you want to manually control things again, you need to press both top buttons at the same time. You will hear a beep, and that will clear the A/B position data, and now you can use the manual top button controls again. Like most modern pieces of tech, there is an app that you can use, and Zeapon have placed a little QR code on the body of the unit that allows you to scan and directly download that app to your phone, and the setup for this is really easy. So how much will this piece of well-engineered equipment cost you? Well, you can currently pick one up from Amazon for about $500 in the United States, around £400 in the UK, and you'll have to pay an extra $100 or so if you want that easy lock-to low-profile mount. Now you might be thinking, why not just use a manual slider? Something like this $50 carbon fiber newer slider, which I've actually been using for a couple of years now myself. Well, the issues with the manual slider are that it's difficult to get smooth movement with a constant speed. For my manual slider B-roll, I always have to shoot at a higher frame rate to slow it down in post, and I often have to repeat the movement several times, and even then, it isn't always smooth. But with something like the Zeapon Micro 2 motorized slider, you can have a steady, consistent movement every time. In fact, the stepper motors in the Zeapon Micro 2 are so precise that you're able to create something like a clone video with movement without noticing the masks. So what about when it comes to practicality? Is the Zeapon Micro 2 something that you can easily add into your workflow, or is it just a fad that you won't bother taking with you because of the extra weight and the hassle of setting it up? Well, I think it depends on what you want to do. It fits nicely into my think tank travel bag. It does weigh 1.8 kilograms without the battery, so there is a fair bit of extra weight to think about there. But it's not that difficult to set up, especially thanks to the easy lock-to rail system. For running and gunning at events or weddings, it's certainly something you could introduce into your workflow, but it's not as light or convenient to use as my carbon fiber manual slider. However, for corporate shoots, for interviews, for filmmaking, filming B-roll, for promos, basically any planned out content where you need that precise control, this slider is perfect for those types of scenarios. So what do you guys think? Are you in the market for a motorized slider? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments section below. If you haven't done so already, do consider subscribing to the YouTube channel and hitting that bell for notifications. Also make sure you add us on Instagram and Facebook as well. So that's it for me today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. All that's left to say is stay creative, stay safe, imagine, implement, and inspire. And I'll see you next time on KaiCreative.